Hey there everyone, it's Hayden from the Pop Culture Gamers podcast here, and today I'm going to be doing an upgrade to my Steam Deck. So this is the 512 gig model, and I'm finding it a little bit cramped in terms of space, so I am going to upgrade the storage with this. This is the Sabrent Rocket NVMe 4. It's designed for the Steam Deck. It has a M2 2230 SSD. The price of this is £159 and it's from Amazon. Very easy to get hold of. Obviously came the next day, all of that sort of thing. So we're going to put this in here, and to do that I'm going to need a couple of different things. First off, I'm going to need a USB drive. The reason why I need this is because I need to install the Steam OS on the USB drive. So first off, let's have a look at how I do that. We need to download the software Rufus. A link is in the description for this. Once you have downloaded Rufus, then go back to your browser and search for the Steam Deck recovery image. Download this. Make sure that you have your USB stick in the appropriate drive, and then run Rufus. In Rufus, make sure that you select your drive that you are going to install the Steam Deck recovery image to, and then drag and drop the Steam Deck recovery image onto the Rufus window, and then click Start. You then just need to wait for this process to finish and then close Rufus. Okay, so now that I've got that, I've got my drive here. Obviously with this being a full USB stick, I am going to need an adapter to go to the USB-C, which I've got here. Again, these can be purchased from Amazon. There's a pack of 2 and it was £2.99. So I'm just going to plug that into there. And then that will be all ready, and I'll later on be just putting that in the top and then booting from that drive. The other thing I'm going to need is obviously screwdrivers. So I've got this electric screwdriver set, again from Amazon. Links for all of these things will be in the description, by the way. So if you like anything that you see, you can go and buy them from the affiliate link that will be there. And here it is. This is a USB powered screwdriver. Has a light which comes on, etc, etc. So first off, let's just open up this. So in here, I love the fact that Sabrent always provide us with these lovely little tin boxes. So obviously I'm going to put my old drive in here for the time being, and there it is. Such a tiny little thing, but that is 1 terabyte. Can you believe it? Anyway, first things that we need to do, and this is a process, most importantly, take out your microSD card and put that somewhere safe. The other thing I'm going to make sure that I do as well is, because we're going to have lots of screwdrivers, I'm going to use my trusty magnetic box there, ball there, and then we're going to have to put in our screws. Now these are all just normal Phillip head screws, and there are 8 of them in total, the outer edges and then the inner ones as well. So I'm just going to find an appropriately sized screw. So one thing I am going to do is, I have this case for my Steam Deck. I am just going to pop that in there like so, just to keep it more secure. going to get my screwdriver with the Phillips head, and then I'm just going to remove these. That's one. And four. And then the outer ones are slightly larger screws. Okay, so double check again. I've got that off. There's nothing on my screen coming on. It's not turned on presently. So now what I need is this tool, and I just need to work my way around the body of the Steam Deck to separate everything out. Until we've released everything like so. So the next thing we've got to do is remove this piece here. Now underneath this tape there is a screw, so I'm just going to very carefully peel this back to reveal the screw there. There is another screw up in this corner. And then the final screw is down in this corner here. And then this should just lift away. Like so. Okay, so I'm going to check to make sure that the thermal pads are all on there as well. Now what we need to do now is just unplug the battery, which is just this connector here. There we are. Just move that out of the way, and now here is the SSD that I'm going to replace. And then that just comes up, and then we should be able to wiggle that out, and there we have it. That's the SSD that's originally in here. Now we do need to keep this sleeve. It is important that we keep that, so let's just try and take this off if we can. So, and there's the details of the SSD that I had. It was a Kingston SSD, obviously 512 gigabytes. Just pop that there for a second, and then get my new drive, which is right here, and then take that out. Now I'm going to pop my old drive just in here. Then I've got that for later. That's up this side. And now I need to slot this back onto here. Hopefully I should be able to get it in there. No, it's just that little bit fatter than my previous one, so what I'm going to have to do is just very carefully open this up. There is plenty of sticky on here. I was just a bit worried that there wouldn't be, but this seems to be plenty sticky enough. can wrap this around a new drive. There we go, perfection in itself. And then we pop this in, going at a 45-degree angle, and then it will fit in okay. And then we just need to pop this back. Gently press that down, pop that on, and down we go. Okay, so now very, very carefully, because obviously this is a reasonably delicate wire, we reconnect the battery. Now once this reconnects, it will make a sound. I watched another YouTuber talking about it, and evidently he thought he'd broken his Steam Deck at that point. There you saw the little light come on. Making sure that that's got the proper level of connection. That's it. And then we just very gently make sure we realign all of this and put all of this back. Okay. Obviously, if you wanted to replace the joysticks, they're very easy to replace as well. They're just held on by 3 screws on each side, and you just remove those ribbon cables, and that's it basically. So they really have made these so that they're very, very easy to maintain. Okay, let's snap this all back together. Snapping all the way around. Also, don't forget, you do need to put the screws in the back, put them in the right places as well. The larger screws go on the outside on each one of these corners, and the smaller screws go on the inside in the 4 areas that you can see. I'm just going to switch it on, and it should come up with an error. It won't actually come up with anything because there's no operating system on. There we go. Boot device has failed. So that's not surprising because there's nothing on here, but you'll find if you switch it on before you've actually put the operating system on, this is what you're going to get. So this is all working the way it should do so far. All right, so I'm just going to switch that off. I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to switch it back on, holding down the minus button and the power button. And that should boot me into the boot manager. So we've got here EFI USB disk on there. Let's boot that on. So what this is doing is it's loading the disk image from the USB device. If you do like the screwdriver, by the way, here it is. It's an electric screwdriver, 28 in 1. It's got lots of different sort of heads in there. It's got the magnetizer and demagnetizer as well, which is really, really useful. Because sometimes you want those heads magnetized, sometimes you don't. And also it has a little light on for those times when you really need to see what you're doing. So it's worth getting. Again, like I said, it's available on Amazon, and it's USB chargeable as well as a charging slot at the top there. So you should, perfect for all of your needs. This is taking a while to boot up. I think we're nearly there. Okay, so now that it's booted up, what we have is a few different things. Clear the local user data, there isn't any. Re-image the Steam Deck, reinstall SteamOS, or terminal with repair tools. Or what we want to do is re-image the Steam Deck. So that's going to come up with a question saying, you know, basically it's going to remove all data. Are we sure? We want to click on proceed. And then we just wait for the install. So there we are, that's taken a little while, but it's now saying the re-image is complete. Choose to proceed to reboot the Steam Deck now, or choose cancel to stay in the repair image. I'm going to click on proceed. And there we are, we've now got our re-imaged Steam Deck. It has the 1TB hard drive on, and it goes straight back into the reconfiguration because there is no user data on here right now. So that's it. I'll come back in a minute when I've got everything set up. So when I now go down to settings, and then I go all the way down to storage, and we go in here, we can see that I've got a 938.4 gigabytes of internal drive bay size, and I've got 55.5 gigs free. And on here I've got some hefty games, including Shadow of War, Death Stranding, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, Just Cause 3 and Days Gone, Jedi Fallen Order, Beyond Two Souls, Control Ultimate Collection, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Heavy Rain, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Little Nightmares 2, LA Noire, No Man's Sky, Bayonetta, Saints Row 4, Little Nightmares, How to Survive, Final Fantasy 7 and some Proton and Steam things as well. So as you can see, this is actually storing an awful lot of games on here. Most of them are quite big hitters. Only a couple of ones that are less than 10 gigabytes, with some going up to being many tens of gigabytes, and even one of 100 gigabytes as well. So it really is well worth you doing the upgrade. I have done other things as well, such as done cryo utilities on here, and I've also put DecuLoader on as well. So if we look at this side of things and we go down to here, I've got CSS Loader, Vibrant Deck, Proton Badges, How Long to Beat, the animation changer which has changed the intro, Steam Grid DB, controller tools and deck settings. So I've got a lot of different things on here. It's been completely reconfigured for cryo utilities. I will do that video separately so that you'll be able to see how I did that. Don't forget, if you want to upgrade the storage on your Steam Deck, make sure you buy an appropriately sized drive. The M2 drives come in a variety of different lengths. You need the smallest one that you can get in there. It's no good buying one of the much larger sticks because they just will not fit in the Steam Deck. You will not be able to close it or anything. Do not buy one of those. This video is done for demonstration purposes. There are guides online which will have the latest up-to-date information. You might be watching this several months after I've already upgraded this, and if that's the case, then things may have moved on and may be slightly different. There might be different models of Steam Decks. We don't know at this stage because we don't know what we don't know. So just take it all with a hefty amount of advice and guidance. Do your research before you actually install it. Make sure you get the right tools to do the job. I've shown you, as it is right now, how to do it. But don't forget, if you do anything, you do it at your own risk, and it might void your warranty. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out some of our other videos. We also have a number of other Steam Deck guides on our channel. Check those out. Might have some useful tools or tips to be able to help you on there. Also, don't forget to follow our podcast, and we now have a vodcast of that as well, which actually shows footage from a lot of the games that we play. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.